We are live. I never understood the scheduling. You have a 2-day gap from Vizag to Thiruvananthapuram. A relatively shorter journey.
True.
About 1,000 kilometers away. Thiruvananthapuram to Barsapara, it's about 3,500 kilometers. You have a 1-day gap.
I think that's because you have to end it on Sunday also. Because you would want to end the series on a Sunday, na?
I don't know whether there is an end to this because India cricket plays forever and ever and ever. Look, after 3rd of December, you're going to see a 1-week gap, 5-day gap. After that, India, South Africa, T20Is.
No, but what I meant to say is that you would want the 5th T20I, in on a Sunday, because what if it's a decider? So then more viewership.
That's true. That's why now see India are playing with a relatively, you may say, a B squad. Australia are playing with their C squad.
No. Can you call this the B squad for T20?
As we had discussed, 7 people might come back.
Even if you leave out Rohit Virat, there's still enough people who will still potentially come back.
Shubman, yeah.
Hardik,
Jadeja.
Shreyas. That's 4. Shami,
Siraj, Bumrah.
That's 7 players.
Jaddu, did you include?
I did include
Jaddu. So only 4 or 5 of them are going to come.
Is Jaddu a certainty in your T20 side already?
You have to keep him.
Have to.
And from this side, if you have to look at it, I'm not keeping Surya Kumar Yadav because he's a shoo-in.
Yeah.
Ishan will be there. Rinku definitely should be there. But with the Indian team, we don't know. Then among all of the bowlers,
Bishnoi.
Only Bishnoi.
You're not counting Jaiswal?
Yashasvi.
Yashasvi, yes, of course.
But yes, if Ishan is there, then
Jaiswal. He should be the first person in your T20 side, Jaiswal, according to me.
He should, but again, it also depends on role, right? I mean, if you keep both Jaiswal and Shubman, then you don't have a wicket keeper. Then then comes a real difficult question: do you bring in a Jitesh, who's not been part of the scheme of things, just as a wicket-keeping option? Then you've compromised Rinku, who's actually been your best performer.
Or maybe one more, Mukesh Kumar could be a dark horse. Mukesh Kumar.
Yeah. I think Mukesh, he might be a squad member, more likely. Because again, I think the team is very high on someone like a Prasidh Krishna as well. So if you include the 3 you mentioned, Shami, Siraj, Bumrah, if you want a 4th pacer, Prasidh is probably ahead of Mukesh in T20Is, I think.
So Arshdeep, you are totally ruling Arshdeep out?
No, I forgot about Arshdeep actually. You do have plenty of time.
But again, Arshdeep, he's way down the pecking order then.
That has happened now because of the inconsistency he has had in his game.
And for T20Is, he was always there and there. Remember, ODIs, he was nowhere. That's why you didn't consider him or didn't see him in any of the series that you were playing. And of course, there was a World Cup here. We thought maybe you'd want that left-hand option. You didn't go
but
for
even
him.
in the previous 2 T20Is, he's been pretty ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, he tends to, I think it's at this point a bit of a confidence issue because he did fine in the S-Mat. In fact, he was one of the star performers of Punjab as they went on to lift the trophy. And in the final, I think he had figures of like 4 for 19 or something like that. So
and the extras, he gives a lot of extras. No ball has been a consistent problem with him since the time he made his debut. It hasn't improved since then. So I think that is also a reason that the team might.
I want to know before, are people interested in this T20 series?
Definitely, I am. Everyone is.
No, I'm asking in general, have people been watching? Is there enough engagement? Is there enough chatter on social media? I'm asking a question.
It's not, the chatter is not there on social media, but the engagement that is there with us, it's there to a extent which people.
I'm not with us, I'm saying in general.
No,
I mean, there was before this trading.
You're going, okay.
It was there, people were talking about it on social media, but since this trading thing happened, it has taken all the attention.
Oh, so you're saying the IPL thing has taken over the series?
No, I mean, I was last 3 days I was at a wedding and there you had a lot of people coming to you asking, okay, you're free now, this, that, and I'm like, technically there's another series going on. Huh? Who are we playing? Australia. You're playing them again after the final. I'm like, the world of cricket never stops, my friend. But they're all the same thing. The general populace is very checked out, I feel. The hardcore cricket fan would definitely be interested because they're going to watch everything.
Yeah, I think that's what answers Siddharth's question, where he's saying he's looking at engagement that people on sports today and the kind of engagement that we get otherwise. But the difference here is the folks that come on sports today are cricket nuts like us. They watch cricket all the time. They are cricket fanatics like us. Like we watch it. It's another thing that it's our job, but more often than not, we are watching cricket, consuming, even if it is, a holiday that we've taken. For example, Shane went for his wedding but was continuously watching cricket and keeping himself abreast with all that was happening in the world of cricket. So that's what we do, and that's our job. But the folks that join us also are kind of like us, and maybe that's why. But you're right, the general public, because I spent 2 days at Sahitya AajTak, where you were generally meeting people from all walks of life, and a lot of them, when they met me, the first thing that they'd asked, or the first question they'd asked, would be regarding the World Cup. That why did India lose? You tell me. You cover the sport, so everyone knows that you are a sports guy. So whenever they meet you, you tell me, whether it's a celebrity, it's a colleague, or it's just a general aam janta, why did India lose? So that still is something that hasn't left the mind, the psyche, the thoughts of Indian fans even now. It's been how many days?
9 days.
It's been 9 days that that final has gotten over, and yet this is the question that gets most asked even now. So I have gotten a bit, because you meet multiple people and multiple, I've gotten a bit tired of repeating myself. But then I've now come up with a short para. Earlier you would get carried away and give long answers fully. Now I figured out like a short para, and so whatever I wrote, incidentally, whatever I wrote in the magazine, this, which I was just checking, I just got my hands on it. This is the India Today this month's, this is now it's weekly, I believe, right?
Yes.
So this week's edition, in which I have summed up the reasons for India's losses, both in Hindi and in English, so you can read it, because I'm not going to repeat again, because I've met so many people past 2-3 days. First thing I tell them, pick up a issue of the India Today magazine, 2000 words you can read, but then nobody will, they say, oh yeah, we will pick up, but right now tell me, why is it that India has lost? So a short answer, a teaser you can always give, and then say for a detailed answer, in-depth analysis, go by the magazine. But yeah, are you also meeting people who are talking about why did India lose the World Cup? Is it still there?
It's still there, and I think it won't go away even till the end of the year, because see, for 2 years after your loss in the 2021 World T20, there was a change. 2022, when it beckoned, okay, you're like dealing with injuries, you're dealing with a lot of issues, change of captaincy and all that, but everybody stated 2023 ODI World Cup at home. That last 2 words, at home, was like kind of a you may say bright light at the end of a long dark tunnel. Whatever happens, okay, 19, the pain was there, it rankled on for a year, I would say, year and a half, that pain of 2019. But when it came, you played such fabulous cricket for 10 games, that one bad game had to come in the final, and losing the way you did, it's not going to go
Are
away
people
easily.
asking you?
I think I am meeting a different set of people because
Yeah, we say different age group also.
Yeah.
Possible.
T20 cricket, I am having the discussions related to T20 cricket only now because we are just near the T20 World Cup now. That World Cup, yeah, did hurt for a couple of days, but then you straight came into this series and you're almost about to win a series against Australia now.
Look, it's not going to go away easily.
No, but he's right in that sense. Maybe it also depends on the kind of people that you're meeting. It is possible that people of my age group or the ones that I'm meeting probably have now kind of become casual fans.
Yeah.
Maybe the ones that he meets are, hardcore fans who are still watching cricket on a daily basis. And of course, there, as I said, there is a good enough. You could see in terms of those viewership on Geo when the matches there, that there are enough people watching it. But I just thought that is one thing. But what else is happening? I was going to say fog chal raha hai, but fog is not chal raha in Delhi NCR at least at the moment.
Luckily
We've had
it's
some
raining.
rain, and for a change, fog nahi chal raha hai
Thank God.
in Delhi NCR, which is great news. But usse winter shuru ho rahi hai, which is also good. But anything else? What else? Of course, the Hardik Pandya thing is making
that story which Bumrah put out as well.
What is that? I want to know. What is the issue with that?
So he's put out saying sometimes silence is the best answer. He did a shot on it, and a lot of people are interpreting it as the fact that he's a little disappointed that he's kind of been jumped in queue by Hardik as far as the MI captaincy or future MI captaincy is concerned.
Oh,
That's the conclusion a lot of people have.
okay, that's interesting. I'll also weigh in on that. The toss will also happen, but we'll announce the toss anyway. You'll get to know. What Shivam, you can do is, once the toss is done, since it's an interesting discussion, once the toss is done, put it in the bottom thing. You know who won the toss and what they are doing. You can put that while we carry on. So interesting. So there is a Jasprit Bumrah story on Instagram where he says silence is sometimes the best answer. And Shane says a lot of people are thinking or interpreting it as that he's been bypassed by Hardik as captain. Okay, interesting. I'll get to that.
I kind of echo what Shane has said because when you looked at the potential captaincy options, even when you looked at beyond MI, when Rohit got injured and KL did not have a confidence, who captained in that England test? Jasprit Bumrah. Now everybody wants to captain the likes of CSK, MI because they are the most successful teams. But if Hardik is coming back, looking at the desperation what MI wanted and looking at how Hardik himself wanted to be desperate enough to come back to Mumbai, kind of I think Jasprit might feel a bit hard done. He might feel hard done that maybe captaincy is not up his alley now because see, it's a clear succession plan. Rohit 2024 will captain, 2025 in the mega auction, he's probably not in the scheme of things. And Hardik is your captain, Bumrah then is your vice captain.
I don't think, I do agree with what Sidvi sir is saying, that
can
Bumrah might be thinking this, but I'm not saying this. I cannot say this on the basis of the story he has put. It's not important. I don't read much into social media.
Yeah, but he's obviously making a point.
But it's not important that it's related to cricket only. It can be to a message to some friend he wants to tell out
possible.
loud.
Yeah. Absolutely. But it is a point he's trying to make.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to come to that. So Australia has won the toss. And we have enough time, guys, so stick on. They've won the toss. We'll get to know what they're doing. We'll announce that. And then the playing 11s we'll discuss later. But it's very interesting about that story. So first things first, how many of you think Hardik Pandya is captaining the season that's coming up?
Quite likely.
No, he's not captaining.
You think?
Quite likely.
I don't think so.
You don't. So then why would he be aggrieved? Jasprit Bumrah, why would he be angry? If he thinks he's going to be captaining, so he thinks that Jasprit is then upset. You think firstly he's not captaining?
He's not captaining.
He's not captaining.
No.
So if he's not captaining, then why do you agree that Jasprit Bumrah is unhappy about silence? Because you said it's related to the captaincy.
Maybe.
But if Hardik is not captaining only then?
Even he may not be able to captain in 2025 then.
So you're saying
long-term future.
Okay. Now let me tell. If you ask me, I don't think Hardik Pandya is captaining this season.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's Rohit Sharma who's going to be captaining this coming IPL season for Mumbai Indians. There could be an understanding between Hardik and Mumbai Indians that going forward he becomes the captain. Okay, that is a possibility. I think the biggest reason Mumbai Indians wanted, just to set the record straight, biggest reason Mumbai Indians wanted Hardik Pandya was not so much for just captaincy, but also because of the balance and how they make their batting order. And if you were to look at the batting order of Mumbai Indians now, or the team with a Hardik in, it looks very different to earlier. And I know people will say Cam Green was there, now he's gone, but remember he's a foreigner, and then comes in the 4 foreigner bit as well. So if you look at the balance to get an Indian all-rounder, that's why Indian fast bowling all-rounders are so rare. A Mumbai Indian, not for that matter Mumbai, any team would be desperate to have someone like a Hardik Pandya as an Indian fast bowling all-rounder. It solves a lot of problems, including for Mumbai Indian. Now look at the batting order. When you start making it, you'll get an idea of what the batting is. So I know why Mumbai Indians were after him, and it's not, this conversation didn't start now, it started long ago. Why people are saying that this could be an issue and Rohit and this and that, you think that they would have taken this decision without taking Rohit into confidence?
It's impossible.
It's impossible. So you got to realize that Rohit Sharma is captain. I know that there was a bit of to and fro in terms of statements last time around, but you got to realize after that they played for India where Rohit is captain, Hardik plays under him, and they get along pretty fine. So clearly Rohit knew that this is happening. I don't think that the captaincy change is happening now. So you will see a Rohit Sharma captain, Hardik play under him, but maybe an understanding he becomes captain in the future. But if that is the case, then I don't think the Jasprit Bumrah story is related to that. Because if Rohit is going to be captain and Hardik is coming back, why should a Jasprit Bumrah have any issue? Now to the point that Siddharth makes, that maybe he thinks the succession plan is there and he is never even going to get a chance to captain. Boss, Jasprit Bumrah, everyone knows. You can have a gazillion plans for the future. You have no idea. You don't know who gets injured when. You don't know who is ever going to ever be captain. You don't know what changes when.
Yeah.
No idea. So, I think Jasprit Bumrah is that mature to know that he cannot be upset about something that may happen in the future. So, I doubt. So, if you ask me, I don't think that this is a story that he put out on Instagram has anything to do with the Hardik Pandya's return to Mumbai. There could be various other reasons.
One could be, many players put out a statement about the World Cup loss. He didn't put out a statement. He believes maybe silence is the best way to cope up with the pain.
No, but even that I find hard to believe. I'll tell you why. Because if there was some sort of anger directed at him that he failed on the day of the final or something, dropped a catch, then you could understand, where he would then come out much later saying, listen, silence is the best answer or whatever. But it's not even that. So it's clearly something that's gotten him upset. There's clearly something that he needs or is being misrepresented with regards to him. And he's decided, no, instead of me coming out with a clarity, I'll be quiet. There are a lot of things. For all you know, by the way, this could also be in response to social media chatter. Not so much what social media chatter that, look at Mumbai Indians, they're making Hardik captain, ignoring him, this and that. To which also he could have said that silence. He does not have an issue with it. He knows that there's a good chance Rohit is continuing. If I ask me, I think Rohit's continuing. And so he knows all that, but because people start tagging you on a lot of things, saying, how unfair on Jasprit Bumrah, and he must be like, guys, chill. Silence is best. I don't want to.
Correct.
Could be related to that. So coming back to the point, we are split on that. And you think he's going to be captain? You said Hardik is going to be. No, he would say.
No, he won't.
You think Rohit is going to be captain?
I was the only one who said he may captain. Even I'm on the fence.
No, you could be. I mean, for all you know, we're sitting here before the IPL starts and Shane's right.
Very honestly, if it would have been any other franchisee, I would have definitely felt it is Hardik, because the way they have gotten him back in their side, there is a high possibility that any other franchisee with such confusion and such pulling the trigger so soon, they might have ended up making him the captain. But this is Mumbai Indians. He has won you 5 titles.
4 titles.
5.
Hardik?
No, Hardik.
Rohit has won you 5.
Rohit. Hardik was part of 4 titles.
4 titles.
Yeah, I'm saying Rohit has won you 5 titles.
5 titles, yes.
Yeah, I completely agree. Why would you change your captain overnight? I doubt that is going to happen. So I feel that Rohit continues as captain. Hardik plays under him. If you look at it from, and also I feel sometimes, what happens? On the outside, we start looking at, he may have an issue, ego, he must feel let down. But a lot of times players don't even think like that. I'll tell you what, a lot of times they want to play. So let's say if you're Hardik, people might say, that you're captain of Gujarat, why have you come here? Maybe he was uncomfortable, or a few other things that may have been happening in the franchise that he was not happy about. Or maybe everything was fine at Gujarat, maybe his heart was always with Mumbai, and he realized once he had left, that's my team. And at that time it could not be done, and I did feel aggrieved. And we all know, and that's a fact, that even though he had left Mumbai Indians and moved away, he was still managed by Reliance. They were the guys who were his commercial partners. They were managing him as an athlete. So that relationship never broke. And then how Mumbai Indian functions. They function like a family. He's very close to the Ambani family. We've seen it, right? Yes. So that if that connect is still there, it's like you're working in a place and you leave it, but you have great relationship with the ex. They always want you back, and if the circumstances are right and they think you can come back, the company sees their benefit if they think you're useful, and you see your benefit saying, I'm going back to a place where I was comfortable with and I know everything and the working style works for me. You go back. It happens in our sphere as well, right? So it is quite possible that this is what has happened. What I have gotten to know is that the conversation was on for some time now, and Hardik had let the GT team know. Vikram Solanki is there and Ashish Nehra are there. They are the two guys who, by the way, are related to each other. They are brother-in-laws, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
I'll still check on that. If my memory serves me correct, they are related in some way. So anyway, these are the two managing. We all know the Gujarat team. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to check and then get back. But if my memory serves me correct, I think they are. But I'll check and get back to you. But what I'm telling you next, you can quote me on that, which is that he had spoken to them well in advance. And if Gujarat didn't want him to go, he couldn't have gone because they have a 3-year contract. They're the first right. But what they decided is that if his heart is not there, no point continuing with someone whose heart is not there. Right, so they thought that it's better to let him go and have someone else lead who's going to be fully invested. And I think that's the right call that they took. Okay, release him. His heart. They may have tried to convince him that you've done so well, stick on, carry on. But when you have conversation and he said no, I want to go, then you say okay, fine, you go. No point making someone a captain or making him when his mind is somewhere else. He's thinking of that. So they allowed him to go. And when Hardik took that decision, there was no captaincy sort of a bait that was given to him by Mumbai Indians. There was no lollipop that they were hanging for him, to captain. No, the whole thing was you come back. This is your home. You've done so well, 4 titles. Play our brand of cricket with you, and he may have been comfortable with that team atmosphere which he felt at that time. So he had made up his mind.
And also because it makes sense. Also, 2025, you're going to have the mega auction.
Yeah.
Entire team dynamics are going to change.
I really hate that concept.
But can I tell you, that's what I'm saying. May not change for Mumbai. That's the thing that Mumbai does, right? Stability.
Your succession plan is in place now.
Yeah, plus they like stability. And maybe he
yeah.
likes what they want to. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we think, oh, why will a Hardik leave this? Till the time they've not guaranteed him captaincy, he wouldn't go. Quite frankly, they may not even have had a captaincy conversation with him.
Yeah.
But just had a conversation, come back, and he wants to go back. He wants to play for Mumbai. See, at the end of the day, every player who plays, captaincy aside, and I know that it does make slight difference, but the number one drive is to win a title now. Who doesn't want to be part of a title winning team?
Yes.
Everything else follows. Like if you tell Hardik that come back, and if he does think that coming back to Mumbai with Rohit the captain and the team that we make, we have a good chance of winning a title, wouldn't he want to go back? Wouldn't he want to be in a team that can help him win the title? Well, possible. Yeah. It's quite possible. But anyway, that's the decision that he's taken. Of course, there will be a lot of talk about money. That could be a factor, and maybe that was to an extent. Who knows? There's a big paycheck waiting, which is going to come in the form of the transfer fee that comes to him. We don't know exactly how much. It could range from anywhere between 50 to 0%. We don't know the kind of deal he struck, but of course, there's money to be made there, and so that's another factor. So sometime like captaincy, he'll be upset. I doubt that's happened. The decision was taken well in advance. I don't think Hardik was told that you'll be captain, and I think he'd be happy playing under Rohit Sharma now. He was playing under Rohit Sharma in the World Cup, right?
Yes.
And in the Indian team. So it carries on. But you never say never. Before the season starts,
anything can happen.
Shane sitting here is going to be smoking.
If it does, sure.
Yeah.
It can happen because
But didn't he actually leave when during the last mega auction, Mumbai wanted to retain Hardik Pandya, but he did not want to stay because he wanted a place where he could have become the captain.
No, that wasn't the case. They decided, no, it's not so much. They had an issue with how many they could retain also, right?
Yeah.
So that filled in those slots. They were not going to let go of Jasprit Bumrah. You were allowed only 3
3 Indians and 1 overseas.
So
you could
Sky you wouldn't have let go of, Sky at that time, and Rohit, of course, the captain. So there was no place that was coming.
But if they wanted Hardik at that point, and if Hardik really wanted to come back to Mumbai,
he was upset of him not being retained.
Okay.
When they made the retention list, they decided to not have him, which I don't blame them. Like, just look at that list. It's a tough call, right? Which way you go. So they decided, which obviously didn't go down well with him. At which point he said, okay, now I don't buy me in the auction. They could have also said something like they did with Ishan Kishan.
Yeah, exactly.
They went big for him. But in that case, Hardik then decided, okay, if you didn't retain me, let me go the other way.
Yes.
That's how it decided.
That time he was injured and
Yeah. Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. He was injured, had not been in form, as Shivam points. So that's true. But when he was not retained, maybe that is something that he did not take very well, which is okay. But I'm saying if I'm also Hardik and I look at that squad list, it's not that they've not retained him because of some era-gera anybody they got, right? Look at the list that they made. It was a tough call for them. They couldn't have. But yeah, if he was happy with that, they would have had a conversation. Believe you me, knowing Mumbai the way they are, they would have gone for him in the auction. But because he said no, now I want to lead, let me go my own way. That's when he decided to go to Gujarat Titans. And then you can always have a change of heart. It happens to a lot of us. I gave you an example in our field, like you quit a company and you see a good opportunity, you go, but after a year you realize, no, yeah, that was better. I went to an next place maybe for money or some position. While may have got that money and position, but I'm not having half as much fun as I used to have in Mahalia. I want to go. It happens. So same with cricketers.
But just one thing that is really odd about all of this is that an Indian T20I captain not captaining an IPL side, and would Hardik be okay with that thing? That he's the captain of the Indian T20I side and he won't be captaining any side, because if next year he would have gone to Mumbai Indians, he would have straight away started the captaincy.
Yeah, all these foreign players play here who are captain of their national team. They don't get to captain here.
Anyway, Hardik is not going to captain anyways these T20s.
So it would have been fine, assuming, let's say that it would have been fine that Rohit Sharma was the captain of an Indian Test and ODI team, not captaining that also could be. See, you can look at it anyway then. When does that ever happen? Also, somebody might say, you don't know.
Anyway, look, Hardik is not going to captain your 3 T20Is now and the 3 T20Is in South Africa because he's not recovered from that injury. Whether he comes back for January, that is another thing altogether. Then he's directly coming into the IPL. So, as I had said, your basis of all the squad selections and all of this is going to be the IPL. Hardik is your de facto captain when the squad is going to be picked June 4th when the World T20 begins.
But he is your captain for the T20.
He is. He is. I can't see anybody else captaining at this point in time.
They go back to Rohit and all that.
It's 2 steps back.
No, but
ooh, that's another debate.
But Hardik did say that this is my team when he started.
He did, but then see, under Rohit, or if you look at it under Virat, you have had 2 T20 World Cups in 21 and 22. You didn't do well in both. This despite the fact that Rohit is your most successful IPL captain prior to 2023, which I'm saying. So IPL success doesn't guarantee you world success in that sense. So Rohit Sharma, now if you have gone with Hardik Pandya ever since November 2022, when you had pressed the reset button for the T20 side, going back to Rohit, it's like you have dismantled your motherboard, but then you're suddenly put in an old motherboard just to make sure you work for that particular period of time.
This is a very big debate. And if I get into it also, then go for very long. But we will, maybe end of the game today we could do that.
Yeah, I really want to have it.
Okay, end of the game. Today if we have time, we'll do that. For the moment, let's get to, Shivam has been pointing out, that at least announced. So, Australia won the toss, decided to bowl. Why, haven't they lost both games while they bowled first?
No,
first game they batted first.
First game they batted, And
Thiruvananthapuram
India changed out, Rinku Singh hitting the and then the last game, of course, India
235.
They could not chase it down. So
and again, Rinku Singh hit good runs.
He did.
31 of
in
9.
9 balls or something.
31 of 9,
He's striking it at 300 right now.
344,
Madness. 300.
And that too, classical. No 360, no 540 degree.
One by one. I can't hear it. Two views.
Classical. No 360 degree shenanigans. Just stay in the crease, in the arc, whack it out of the park.
I was reading some quote of his. He actually explained his logic of how he does so. He said, I try and read it off the hand and then where it pitches. He's saying, if I'm seeing it off the hand, then I can know if he's trying a variation or whatever. Then I try and predict in my head, okay, it's going to bounce here. So actually his preemptive power must be very strong, because more often than not, he's halfway through the stroke, he's run the ball just fine and whack, out it goes. Packs a big punch for a small man.
Very good. Yeah, Shashwat.
He picks the gaps particularly also. When he knows he cannot clear the fence, he tries to pick the gaps also. So this just shows that he's not just going here and there.
He's a calm guy. That's the key factor, calmness. You looked at one shot that he played in Vizag. Wide ball outside off. Steered it. 4. Simple, nonchalantly.
I mean, we knew he was calm when he had 30 runs of
Yash Dayal.
Sent poor Yash Dayal to the release list.
I know. Yash Dayal not there in the retained list in Gujarat Titans.
Okay, so Australia have decided to bowl first. That means the Indian batter should be out soon. The one thing before I get into the squad, one thing that you notice, it's a game being played in Guwahati, and you know that there it's winters already. and the sun's going down here in New Delhi at about 5:30, it becomes dark. In summers by 5 o'clock it gets dark in Guwahati. In winters by 3:34 it gets dark. So dew can come in very early, and whatever I've seen of the visuals that are coming in from there, it's absolutely wet right now, even for the first inning. So can you imagine how worse it will get by the time the second team comes out to bowl, which would be India. I guess this is something that could have prompted that decision. Or also, usually T20 cricket, you chase and you end up winning the game. You have an idea of how the total is going to be. Like, it's a high scoring round, remember, in Guwahati you get big scores. So that will be interesting. Of course, India coming out to bat. Any changes for the Indian team?
No Mukesh Kumar. Avesh Khan replaces him, and it's nothing to do with anything else. Mukesh Kumar is getting married, so he's asked for a release from the squad. And Deepak Chahar has been added in his place. So Mukesh Kumar is
married season, obviously. Had to get married now.
You can't blame him. Eh?
Can't blame him.
You have to give him leave.
Of course.
Have to give him leave.
Indeed.
He's taken. But that's actually good. You'd want to see Avesh play because because people are divided as to whether he should be in the team or not. And how do you then make a call without seeing him play? Then you can keep carrying him with the team, and that then remains the status quo. Will you carry on? So let's put him under the pump. Let us see whether his comeback good or not. He's just had a trade in the IPL as well.
Yeah, he was the first or second.
First, I think him and Devdutt Padikkal.
No, Romario Shepherd was traded to MI, right? So that's why.
So we'll have to see how good he's going to be there with the ball, and that's why people say that, oh, don't play him, but I want to see and then make a call whether he's good enough to be part of the team, or at least in that backup bunch of bowlers that he is at the moment. We'll get to see the one change India has made, and that batting lineup for India, interesting. But Australia must have made plenty of changes, huh? So
Travis Head is back after the 2 games that he missed, and Aaron Hardy also comes in. So you're seeing an entirely new opening pair at this point in time. Steve Smith's gone home. Maxwell, Stoinis and Zampa will go tomorrow. So Inglis also will go tomorrow. So Josh Inglis, Maxwell, Stoinis, these 3 are your middle order, but this is their final game.
So my point is, these wholesale changes, which was reported on Sports Day early in the morning, the wholesale changes that Australia has made, is it prompted by how poorly they were doing against India in the 2 T20s, or they said no, this was already part of the plan because these are the guys who played World Cup and must be tired, so they had thought of doing this anyway? Or is it because these guys aren't doing well and you think, oh, let's also, because India is playing a very new age T20 specific squad, so why don't we also do it?
Maybe in the case of Inglis, Maxwell and Stoinis, maybe you'll have to rest them for 3 because they have been there ever since September in India. Maxwell, of course, got that injury, he came back later, but Stoinis, Inglis, Maxwell have been in India since September. In the case of Steve Smith, he would want to be ready for the Pakistan tests. That starts from December 14th onwards. So he'd want a bit of time playing Shield cricket, or maybe some part of, I think, the ODI Marsh Cup, I think they're going to play that as part of the warm-up. Labuschagne is already practicing in Australia, so they're gearing up for the Pakistan series.
Plus Smith had hardly set the stage on fire in these 2 T20s.
Although he batted well, I mean, he showed a lot of proactivity.
Yeah, but I'm just still feel that some of those shots were very nice. I think the first T20 I did, but you did feel that he was still behind the curve.
He was.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why my question was that, is it because of rest? Because if you needed to rest them, quite frankly, you didn't even need to keep them for these 2 T20s. What sense did it make? World Cup gets over, bring them off, and as you're saying, maybe let Steve Smith prepare for that. Maybe they thought that, no, this is our best T20 team, let it continue playing. Only to realize that, listen, again, that template, and we are playing certain guys who are slightly behind the curve, and look at India, fearless sort of cricket they're playing. We have a few here. Guys, get ready, pack up your bags, because I believe a lot of them were told last minute, pack up and reach India.
Yeah, in the case of Dwarcius, Ben Dwarcius, who's the left arm pacer, plays for Sydney Sixers. Chris Green, it was last minute. Chris Green is one of the guys who's been playing his trade in all T20 leagues, be it the PSL, be it the CPL. In fact, he captains the Guyana Amazon Warriors, Chris Green. So an off spinner bowling in the power play, opening the bowling, and also a very handy bat. He'll be there from the 4th T20I onwards. So when Inglis, Maxwell, and Stoinis go, that time Chris Green will come along with Josh Philippe. Remember, Philippe was also picked by, I think, RCB in the IPL about a couple of years back. But then I think he didn't get that much of game time. So he's going to be there. In the case of the bowling, I think it was there right from the very beginning. This was the team that we're going to go with. Ellis, Behrendorff, Sangha, Richardson. Who?
Joshua Philippe.
Oh, Josh Philippe, yeah. Is it Felipe or Philippe?
I'm pretty sure Felipe in Brazilian.
He's in Brazil, yeah, after Massa. Yep.
Joshua Philippe, I remember he was picked by
RCB, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Actually, at one time I remember Punjab.
What did he say? People haven't heard now.
Their producer Shivam said that whoever does well in the DVL, MI tend to go, or RCB who tend to go behind them. Actually, I remember Kingsland Punjab had a similar strategy at one.
Yeah, Matthew shot when they got
Richardson,
Ellis.
Very hit or miss. In fact,
but does Kingsland Punjab even have a strategy?
No, that is their strategy. And then
you said that was their strategy. So my question was, do they have a strategy?
Yes, at one point that was genuinely their strategy. Anyone who did well in the BBL, you'd see Punjab Kings go big for it.
You know what I like about Punjab Kings is a cup, and I'm not hating on them. I love the franchise. You know, being a Punjabi, I sometimes support them as well. My thing with them is, all this talk is happening. This one Hardik should go there. This one Cameron. They're least interested. They're not even interested. Sometimes you feel whether you want to win or you don't want to win. It's just okay. We'll go. We'll get the TV rights money anyway. We'll make a team with that, whatever it is, and we'll make do with it.
Seriously.
That was the big thing. This year, the big debate around Punjab was, will they keep Sam Curran? They kept Sam Curran, but only by releasing of all people Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
Because they had to make some wiggle room.
Only one overseas guy was released. Bhanuka Rajapaksa.
I found that a little surprising. He was
that's why sometimes, that's why I asked you, do they have a strategy? Sometimes I get the feeling that, as I said, okay, let's do some plus minus whatever. Okay, pinky, ponky, whatever. Let's do this, and then let's start reach at the IPL, get a TV rights chunk, advertising, get money, whatever done. At the end, let's do the math. Okay, this is done, this much profit. Okay, you take this, go home. Next season, we converge, we come back.
It is like, I get reminded of the Tom and Jerry cartoon in Kingsland Punjab. Tom designs a beautiful master plan, but then it's only 2-3 centimeters short. Okay, tear it all up again and then do it all over again. That's what Punjab does.
But they had a plan. No, where is the plan here?
There is no plan. They build.
At least Tom was making a plan. They always have the big purse, and what they will do is, because of the big purse, unnecessarily splurge on players that you're not supposed to splurge that much money on, but you will splurge because you will have that much more money and you can smile, whereas everyone else will be quiet because they'll go with the battle a little bit. And then they'll realize, out of our budget, they'll sit quietly and you'll get the last laugh there. Happy.
I know. But this time they're not having the bigger purse.
But they do have a big purse.
Yeah, they have 20 crores. Yeah.
But CSK topped that with 32.2.
That's okay, but 29 crores is still a lot of money. And by the way, who's the other team we always talk about?
Delhi Capitals.
No.
SRH.
SRH.
Sorry. Yeah.
SRH released Harry Brook. Out of nowhere, now 29 crores. They also have.
RCB would have been the highest with 40, but they had to shell out 17.5 for Cameron Green. So that's why 23.5 crore.
That's another move, by the way, I did not for the life of me understand. The only person who wins there is Cam Green.
See,
can I tell you, like when I was talking about Mumbai's balance, Cam Green going out has also kind of affected it. See, he did well for them. He got them runs. But the only thing is, he was getting you runs. See, understand from the top of the order, number 3 or whatever they were getting to bat him. Now with Ishan and Rohit, let's say opening again, Sky is going to bat 3. Right? You'll have a Tilak at 4 or Hardik at 5. Just rough. Where even if you had a Cam Green, he'd be batting 6. At best 5, you push Hardik at 6. But even that Hardik would not want to, right?
Yes.
Just saying. So he was then surplus to their requirement in that set. But they've lost out on a good player. You have to agree. He was one of their contributors last season. That resurgence, that you saw from them. He was responsible. But again, if you look at that balance, foreign player fitting in 4, sometime not that easy.
I mean, I did that thing with Mo Babat. Mo Babat had told on RCB Diaries, on their YouTube channel, why did they go for Cam Green? exceptional fielder, agreed. With his skill set, especially with pace and bounce, he's going to be an asset at the Chinnaswamy.
I don't
How?
know that. Yeah. His bowling is never going to be an asset. His batting
Batting
yes.
will, yeah.
He can single-handedly win you games. I agree on that front. If he's batting top of the order, or let's say, you sometimes pack your top order with your better batsmen in RCB's case, but you bring him 3, 4 or whatever, and you're in a bit of a trouble and you still need a lot of runs, he could be that guy on a day he'll win you that match. He can. He has that ability.
We
To
hope
be fair,
so.
what was the one criticism we had of them last year? And it was KGF and then Opalanare. Someone like a Green actually does add a lot to their top
But
order.
Gopal and Hare was there ever since time immemorial.
Oh, exactly.
Dilshan, Gale, De Villiers, Kohli, that's it.
Then
After Gopal and
They
Hare.
had KL also at that point, who used to bat
KL
middle
at that point
order.
was very much Opalanare.
16, 17, he was quite. No,
No, no,
16.
at the AB Gale when they were
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, that time you
the
are-
biggest mystery, that 16 side RCB with home conditions with Kohli 973. How did you still not win an IPL title?
Okay, on that note, we're going to wind up because I'm really excited to see this opening pair of Jaiswal and Gaikwad. So
Yep.
much fun watching them
Yeah.
bat, and I'm sure you guys are also keen on watching it. So we'll say bye bye for now, but mid innings, see you. And of course, the longer and the bigger show will be end of the game, where we'll have plenty to talk about.
Yep.
So for the moment, from all of us here at Sports Today, bye bye, see you soon.
Nandri.
Vanakkam.
Just looks so weird without the beard.